Merry December the 6th. Welcome back, whisky fans. It's time for another dram. So door number 6, I should probably not shake that actually because it is a bit loose. If they all fall down the front of there, I'm going to be completely screwed as to what order they should be in. Also now starting to get the problem that I had last year, that you're in danger of ripping the bit between the doors. Dram number 6. Let's hope for a good one. What are we hoping for? We've had a peated whiskey, we've had some sherried stuff, we've had a blend, we've had an Irish. I don't know what we're hoping for now. More of the same. More 18-year-old whiskies. Ooh. Right, that label's facing away. Clean glass. Always worth checking that you haven't got soap residue in your glass before you pour, especially when you're tasting something for the first time or tasting blind. You don't want these things working against you. So, in terms of the colour, sherried or coloured? One of the two. It's definitely on the dark side. Put that behind there. Ooh. That actually smells quite a bit like a very sweet cognac. Very milky and creamy and sweet. Milk sugars, honey, caramel, very, very sweet vanilla. Getting some appleiness coming through as well. I think when you nose a whiskey like this and you get that intensity of the sweetness and intensity of the malt, that tells you that it's not a young whiskey. There's obviously been a lot said by a lot of different people over the years about older whiskey versus younger whiskey. Does age matter? Famously, I think it was Glenlivet that had the Age Matters campaign, where they were trying to use the age statement of their 12, 15, 18 and so on whiskies as a selling point. And then they famously did a complete U-turn and said, actually, you don't need the age statements. Here's some young crap that we made. And obviously, Founders Reserve from Glenlivet completely bombed. And they went back to the 12-year-old age statement. Good. But when you nose a whiskey like this, age definitely does matter. Young whiskies can be fantastic, but you get flavours out of a whiskey that spent the best part of 2 decades in a cask that you don't get from anything else. You can try and fudge them with extra small casks or ultrasonic this and that, but age does matter. So I'm not getting any peat on this one. A lot of fruitiness, a lot of creamy milkiness, very sweet, very lactic, very, very creamy. If I had to hazard a guess as to what this is at this point, I would say almost certainly Scotch and probably Speyside Scotch. Let's see how it tastes. So, interesting. It's not the explosion of complexity that some of these other drams have been, but I am pleased to say that I think this is probably another craft presentation. I think this is probably 46% that we're dealing with. It's a little bit shyer on the nose than some of the others, especially shyer than the Lechig 18 from yesterday. But lots of intensity, lots of complexity. I think 46%. It's getting a little bit of soapiness on the nose there as well. Just coming through under all the other sweet notes. A little bit of a floral soapiness. So I think the palate on this one, it really follows the nose quite closely. Getting lots of sweet, creamy notes, sort of caramel, vanilla, a little bit of an appley, orchard fruits note. On the tail end of it, you're getting a little touch of old oily maltiness, not nuttiness, but just those flavours that you get from malt spirit that's been in a cask for quite a long time. Some nice cereally notes, and I think just a very slight hint of something, maybe a little tiny bit sulphury or just a tiny bit of bitterness coming from those casks, maybe. A little bit of oak tannins, oak bitterness. So I'm almost certain that I won't be able to guess the distillery on this one. But it's a very nice whiskey. It does remind me of some quite old cognacs, really does. Glenmorangie Nectar d'Or. Nectar d'Or, that's a Glenmorangie Sauternus dessert wine finish. Possibly that. No, is Nectar d'Or expensive enough to be in the premium advent calendar? It's like £50 or £60, isn't it? Is that enough to be premium? It's a very good whiskey. Apple, grape, a little bit of sourness to the fruitiness. Yeah, I don't think I'm right, but I'm going to go with Glenmorangie Nectar d'Or. So that's a little bit of a surprise, and a positive surprise, because it's not as old as I thought. I was probably going to say, well, I probably was going to say about 16 years old actually, but this is Tamdhu 15-year-old, so it's another craftish, at least presentation, 46% ABV. Don't know off the top of my head if this is non-chill filtered natural colour. Looks clearish. Does look very clearish, to be honest, but that doesn't necessarily mean that much. Could be full craft presentation. Someone can let me know on that one. But this is a really nice whiskey. If anyone likes Glenmorangie Nectar d'Or, I'd definitely recommend trying this one. And it's only 15 years old, so you would think that it's probably available at a fair price. Haven't had this one for a very long time. But it is a Speyside, as I guessed. So yeah, Tamdhu, great stuff. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments, and I'll see you again tomorrow.